Hi, thank you for watching this video. My name is Max Keller, and I'm really excited today to be teaching you the biggest mistake in real estate lead generation and how to avoid it. Let's get started. Number one, what pond are you fishing in right now for your leads and your deal flow? There's too many cases of when somebody's struggling with their lead gen, it's because they're fishing in the same pond as everybody else. They're doing the same thing that everybody else does, but they're usually not doing it as well or with as big of a budget, and they're not getting good results. There is no secret that for you as a business owner, you want deals that have as little competition as possible. Like that should be your singular focus, because the exclusive deals that you do are going to be your best deals. They're going to be the most fun, and they're going to make the most money. That's just the bottom line. I flipped over 100 houses, and all the houses that I went to and where I was the only person there, it was just way better on every component. You know, if you study history and you look at the people who built our country and have built all free markets, they tried to have monopolies. They didn't want competition. Competition helps the customer. It doesn't help the business owner. It doesn't help you. Okay, so where can you go and fish and there's as little competition as possible? That's what I want you to think about. Before you go and buy some guru program that gets you magical internet leads and all this stuff, just sit down and think. You got a great brain. Okay, where can I go that has as little competition as possible? And I had to have that conversation with myself when I got to about deal 50, 60, because I was just doing what everybody else was doing, and it was working, but it just wasn't that great. And what I found is a niche. You know, you've heard from Dan Kennedy, and if you haven't, write this down, is that the riches are in the niches. And being niche, number three, is the biggest opportunity that a lot of business owners in real estate miss out on for their lead gen, and it makes your lead gen blow up in a good way. And the reason is because when you focus really hard on a niche, you're focusing. There's less people who are focusing on the niches, and so there's going to be less people fishing in that pond, and there's going to be a lot less competition. So right now, put down in the comments below, where are your best deals coming from? What marketing, what background, what commonalities to these homeowners, these motivated sellers chasing you, what do they have in common? Because like I said, niches are huge. You know, my first best-selling book was about seniors, and I just decided to pick that niche because I saw a huge opportunity for to help these people, and they needed like a ton of different kinds of help. They had a lot of equity on their houses, and so I could give them my book and get a lot of customers. And now I have people who do that all over the nation, and you can check out my website and look at that stuff, right? But so niches work just flat out. So if you're not niche right now, and the only thing that's really differentiating you is like you answer your phone later or you follow up faster, the worst kind of niche to be in is the low-paying niche. It's the one where you don't stand out, and you're just like, you sell yourself and your service short, and you just price your services down. So that kind of gets us to number 4, which is standing out. Okay, people who stand out, they generate leads. The number one thing that business owners suffer from is people don't know who they are. So you have to figure out a way how to stand out in your real estate business. I remember the first coach that I ever hired to help me, Carson, man, he's a super nice guy. I met him on a forum, and he helped me, and he pretty much set up my business plan. And he said, Max, he goes, it's not really gonna, I know that you want to help these people. Your success is just going to be based on how many people you get in front of. And if you get in front of enough people, you're going to be in good shape. So you have to figure out a way, and he was right. So you have to find a way to stand out. There's so many other people, whether you're a realtor, a broker, or an investor, there's a lot of other people who do what you do. So what are you doing to stand out? What I did is I became an author because I looked around at my competition and nobody else seemed to have a book. And I knew that books, you know, had a lot of value and people saw authors as experts and authorities. And I'll put a link down to a description down below of some of the videos that you can watch about that and how to build that expertise. So that's the route I decided to go, and it helped me really stand out. Some people do it with branding. You know, they have a really awesome brand, they do really cool video marketing, but they're getting people's attention. Just remember that standing out is really twofold. One is people have to know who you are and that you even exist, but also you have to really differentiate yourself. And so the reason that I'm not as pro, or let me put it like this. The reason I'm not so sold on a lot of this, you know, fancy branding and fancy colors and spending $5 grand on video marketing is, yeah, you do solve the first problem, which is that people now know who you are, but how have you really positioned yourself any differently? You know, you haven't really done anything at a core level to really differentiate from anybody else. And so, you know, I really kind of want to break this up into two videos, but lead conversion and lead generation, you know, we got to put them together because it's, what are we trying to do? We're trying to get a deal. We're trying to get cheaper money. We're trying to get more real estate deals. That's really what this is, right? So standing out is huge. How are you going to do it? And then the last one is, I want to touch on this concept of timing bubbles, because what a lot of real estate professionals are doing is they're relying on a timing bubble. They're sending out multiple touches, whether it's physical mail, whether it's you know, internet touches, retargeting. But really what it is it's saying, when you send out timing bubble stuff, you're saying that I'm really not different from anybody else. So I have to be there at the exact moment that my person is ready to sell their house. Otherwise, they won't pick me because I'm very forgettable. You know what I mean? Like, that's not good. So you do need to be where people you know, are when they need to buy. But what can you do to help them remember you better? You know what I mean? So think of that first, because if you're always either racing out to houses as soon as somebody calls you because you know that the first person gets the deal or the last person gets the deal, then I think you need to go back further and look further back in the process, and that'll really help you with your lead gen. Because if this is always what's happening, then it's just going to be a constant hamster wheel, and you're never going to get off the hamster wheel. I got off the hamster wheel, and how I did it is I created a very low competition niche so that I'm fishing in a pond that not a lot of other people are fishing in. I'm standing out because I'm an author of multiple books, and it doesn't matter if I'm the first or the last person, because when I send my motivated seller a copy of my book, they tell the first person that they called not to come over anymore, and then they don't ever call the last person, and I'm the only one. I'm getting the exclusive deals, and I'm doing it with very little competition. And it's because I'm not trying to be all things to all people. I'm not trying to help everybody on this channel of all these different specialties. I'm just teaching y'all what I know. And for lead gen, you want to be in a pond where there's very little competition. You have figured out a niche that allows you to stand out and be the only person that somebody wants to work with. When you figure out how to do that, you're going to be in great shape, and I'll help you through these videos. If you got some value from any of these things and it spurs some new thinking, do me a favor and give the video a thumbs up. It helps promote it. YouTube likes to promote it like that. And I'm encouraging you and inviting you to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I put out a new video every week, and it's all about helping you get more deals and more dollars so you can just experience as much success as possible. I thank you for watching the video, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.